Hey friends, welcome back to Mustard Seed Homesteading. If you're new to my channel, my name is Megan and I'm really glad that you're here. What I do is give weekly garden tours, and right now I am still harvesting because our warm weather goes all the way to the beginning of November. But I'm also getting my garden ready for the fall and winter season. So I'm going to show you all the things that I've been doing while we are still harvesting. So let's get started. So first we're going to start with my overwinter pepper bed, and as I always do, we'll work my way down and show you all that we have to harvest and what I'm doing to get ready for the fall and winter garden. So as I had mentioned in my previous video, I had said that I was going to plant the clover, and look at how fast these sprouted, you guys. So I'm really looking forward to what happens with this bed, because I'm hoping with this clover that over the winter, when I cut these pepper plants down to just the stem and I cover them and leave this in here, I'm hoping that the soil health will be so well established that once the spring and summer comes and I uncover this bed, my hope is that these pepper plants will start to blossom very quickly and start giving me peppers right away. That's my hope. But this is a total experiment. So if you're new to my channel, I've decided to make this entire bed my overwinter pepper bed. And I also added some clover, which is supposed to improve the soil health. And so that's what my plan is with this bed. And it's a total experiment, so we're gonna see how it goes. And now let's see if there's any peppers to harvest. I do see a couple, so let's go ahead and harvest them. So I do see a lot of peppers coming in. Look at all these cayenne peppers that are coming in. Oh yeah, there's gonna be a lot. And the nice thing is that these will be here all the way until winter, so I can actually keep harvesting. Look at all these peppers. My gosh, those squirrels back there. If you could hear those squirrels back there, they are just playing and having fun, but they're making a bunch of noise. Looks like we have this one. This one is Anaheim. Look at that. I keep forgetting sometimes my peppers, but this is the Anaheim. So we can definitely harvest this one. This one's beautiful. Look at that. So pretty. I've enjoyed the Anaheim peppers, so I hope we get a few more. Oh, looks like we do have another one. I hope we get a few more before the frost comes in November. Look at that little baby jalapeno. It's so small. Look at how tiny those are. This one's been taking a little while, but there is a jalapeno pepper plant over in the other bed. It's massive, and you'll see in a minute there's a ton. This one's not ready. There's a ton of jalapenos that are growing over there. So we have quite a bit of peppers still, but they're just not ready yet. I don't see any more Anaheim. And then my little mini bell peppers, they're little bite-sized peppers. They're called mini red bells is what they're called. Those are not quite ready, but I do see some cayenne over here. So let's go grab those. So we got this one. These are the orange ones, although they don't really look very orange to me, but they're a little lighter than the red ones, but they don't look super, super orange. But I'm just glad I have them though. I just want to take a minute to show you these dahlias. I know I played them in the beginning of the video, but they have just been blossoming everywhere and they're just so beautiful. I'm trying to enjoy them as much as possible before the winter comes. They're just such a vibrant, beautiful color. Oh, there's another one. Almost forgot you. Oh, I grabbed a leaf. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, now on to my green beans, which has been really doing very well. We grabbed a whole bunch last week. This almost seems like the never-ending green beans. Look at all these buds, you guys. That's a lot. So this is the Maxibel haircut bush for those that are new. It's like literally one of my favorite green beans now. I do see a few we can harvest. They've just been they're nice and thin, but they've been producing quite a bit and I'm really pleased with them. So let's see, there's still some right here. Yeah, they're very thin and they grow very well. So this is definitely going to be on my favorite green beans. My favorite green beans to grow. I don't know if I'm going to be planting these next to the green beans again because they're getting very large. These are the marigolds. They're like a red marigold. They're not flowering yet, but they're kind of in my way. So I don't think I'm going to be doing that next time. Let's see if we can get, it's hard to get the camera in here, but look at these. To me, gardening, it's like finding treasure when I come out here. Every time I find food, because, you know, really it's money. Food is money, and with the cost of everything going up, being able to grow it has been really helpful for my family. And it's like finding money in my backyard, almost. And if you see all those buds, that's what I'm really liking about this kind of green bean is I keep picking a bunch and it just seems like they just keep growing, which is wonderful. So these are definitely winners for me. Oh, look at that. Oh, I've got more green beans. I love it. Look at all those green beans. They just keep growing every week, you guys. I'm picking green beans. And that's really my goal with this garden is to pick food every week to eliminate having to go to the grocery store every single week for fresh produce. And the more you pick, the more they will grow. Now, at some point, I will leave some on here so that I can gather seed from it. If you let them dry out, you can get seed from it. So for example, this one that I showed last video, you can hear it's drying out. Now, when I'm ready to pick this for seed, I will show you. Maybe it'll be next week's video, I'm not sure. But I'll show you how to gather seed from this. So sometimes I will leave beans on here. But the more you pick your beans, the more you pick anything, the more it tells the plant to grow more green beans. And the other side has a ton of green beans too. Now these are the Antiguas. These I have enjoyed too. I actually have been popping these into a lot of bags and buckets so that I can harvest as much as I can before the winter. But look at all those. So beautiful. Okay, I know we're on the green beans, but look at these tomatoes over here by the green beans. I'm gonna grab these real quick. So I'm actually still getting tomatoes, which has been nice. And because a lot of these bags that I have and the buckets back there, because I'm not in a rush to get rid of them, I'm just letting them continue to grow. Now I am gonna go ahead and harvest my first silver slicer cucumber because I don't see this getting any bigger. And you can see all of my cucumber vines are just dying, as it should, because it's definitely at the end of the season. So let's go ahead, let's see if I can reach over here, and we're gonna have to go around. So when it comes to the cucumber trellis, they're definitely at its end. They're all dying back, as it should, because of the season changing. But I had shared last week that I was surprised that I have cucumbers still growing. So let's see, let me get up here. So I have, okay, I'm losing a little bit of light, but as you can see, these two right here are still growing, which is why I haven't pulled them out. And I do see a few other baby ones. I don't think they're really gonna grow, although that one down there, you probably can't see it, is. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and harvest a couple here. So we'll grab this one. Looks really good. Very nice. Oh, see, look it, there's another silver slicer. So this is why I haven't pulled them out, because I have a few weeks left. So I'm hoping to, oh, look at the little lizard. Hello, friend. You're so cute. So let's go ahead. I think I can do it through here. It was too hard to do it from the other side. That's exciting. I've never grown a silver slicer, so I'm really excited to try this. I've grown the white wonder, but not the silver slicer. Well, friends, it looks like I just am stuck on summertime because it's starting to get dark and I feel like I haven't even gone through half my garden. So we'll have to go through as much as we can before it gets dark. Now, what I do want to show you is, if you remember all of the snap peas that I planted in those holes, look at, they are all, pretty much all of them sprouted. And then the ones that didn't sprout, I'll just come back in and put a new seed, which is fine with me, because then that way I'll have a couple of them staggered so I won't get snap peas all at one time. But now, this is how I transition from the summer to the fall. So with these cucumber vines, I will just cut them at the bottom there. And then that way the roots will just give organic matter to the soil. And then once the cucumber vines are completely done, I will toss them out. And now I have snap peas that are growing in place of them. Let's grab this one too. I don't think that one's going to get any bigger. That one looks like it wasn't pollinated all the way, probably. So we got a little ball. These taste good too. They're just not fully grown. Now this has been really nice to see come back. This is my chamomile that's coming back with some dill mixed in there, because I had a dill plant that was up here, and there's even some dill growing here. And then this is also my chamomile, which is growing back, but look at this big dill plant that is growing. So I'm happy to see this because I love having fresh dill on hand. Now, before we get to this big pepper plant that we are finally getting quite a bit of peppers, and we'll harvest those in a minute, let's come over here and grab any Gold Rush, Royal Burgundy, and then we have Contender and Jade green beans. And today I got my boots on because I just don't have time to mess around. So it looks like we do have some Gold Rush. I'm probably thinking maybe we're gonna start getting to the end where they're not going to produce anymore, because these have been producing. If you're following my videos every week, we have been able to get Gold Rush green beans. It's been really, really nice. They're a beautiful green bean. I think green beans, especially bush green beans, are some of the easiest things. You can see all the white flies, you guys. It's so gross. The white flies really loved my garden this year. I mean, they were just on everything this year, which has been a real pain in the butt. Looks like we got a good amount of Gold Rush green beans, considering that we've been harvesting some pretty much every week. And we have some Royal Burgundy. Oh, that one does not look good. Oh, this one's probably going to be a perfect one to save seed though. And I will show you once I get to that point where I can save seed. I'm going to show you how easy it is to grab seeds from the green beans so that you can save them, and that will save you money for when you garden. See, this one's already drying up. You can see how dry that's getting, and that's what I'm going to use to save some seed. And now for the jade and contenders. And there's still quite a bit over here too, which has been really nice. I feel like these green beans have been like never ending over here. It's been wonderful. Well, let's check these green beans real quick. I know that I have newer plants right here. And then I still have some of my older plants that are producing, but I probably should pull those out soon. But yeah, we do have a couple of green beans. So and I believe these are all of the Antigua. Yeah, these are Antigua green beans. Yeah, there's quite a bit of little baby green beans on here, so this has been nice because these are 5-gallon grow bags, so you don't need a lot of space to grow a lot of green beans. But you see these little buds here, that means we got more that are going to be growing. I'm not sure if I'll stick any more in these bags as far as planting more seed, because I know we have about 3 to 4 weeks until the frost. And I did stick them in a lot of other spots. So I think this one, I'll just let the newer green bean plants grow out fully, and then I think that'll be the end of it. So, but this is giving me some pretty good green beans, like a good amount. I've harvested off of these quite a bit. Oh, look at those. Lovely. I love finding green beans. They're my favorite. Well, I got a good handful of green beans. These 2 bags have been pretty productive. I have harvested quite a bit from these 2 bags. And if you're curious as to why I have these 2 rocks here, I have that here because of the sloping of the land. It kind of props them up from either falling down, but also just to kind of lean them up to be straighter instead of leaning down this way where the water would sit, so that way when they're watered it's more even. Now this pepper bed has been finally producing quite a bit. We've got banana peppers, which I'm super excited about this because look at all those little peppers coming in. They're everywhere. I love it. Look at all of those serranos. Now they're growing everywhere. I knew this was going to happen. So let's just pick what we can. I know that they're not all ready, but we will be picking quite a bit before the summer harvest is completely done. And on the outside of the bed, I do have the French breakfast radishes. You can see a lot of them are starting to grow. And then my seedlings that you saw in the beginning are the ones that I'm going to fill in these squares in all of the beds. Look at how tall this pepper plant is. It has gotten extremely tall. Now for this bed right here and this bed have been my Martina Romas and my San Marzanos. Now my Martina Romas aren't really producing a whole lot more. I mean, there's kind of a little bit. Oh, there's those leaf-footed. Get out of here. I don't know what they do, to be honest with you. I'm not really sure, but let's go ahead and harvest this one. But look at all of those green beans. They are everywhere in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and harvest as many as I can, and then I will show you how much we were able to get. Well, look at all the green beans that I got just from this side as well as over the trellis. This is partially why I haven't taken these two beds down, because there are so many green beans in and throughout that trellis and tomatoes that I'm still harvesting, that these two are going to be the last beds that I take apart. But I do have carrots on this side right here. The parsnips, I have not seen them sprout. I know they were supposed to take a while, but I might have to replant those. And then I do have carrot sprouts that are over there. I'm gonna have to probably thin those. And then I do wanna show you, if you remember the snap peas, these are the telephone snap peas. They are growing beautifully, and I'm trying to connect them or hook them onto the trellis so that they grow up. They're very fragile, so you have to be incredibly careful or you can break them. And so when the Kentucky Wonders are done, I will snip them from there, leave the roots in there for organic matter. And then I will take these down and put cold weather crops in the squares. And then that's what I plan to do with these last two beds. But we're gonna keep harvesting as much as we can, because there's still quite a bit of green beans and tomatoes that are growing. So, and then on the outside of this bed, I do have, like on the outside here, I do have beets. They have sprouted, so hopefully those will be growing fairly quickly here within the next couple of weeks. Now, I do want to show you what I have pulled. I'm sure you can tell the difference if you've been watching my videos. I pulled pretty much everything out of here and the bags. These were all of my Cherokee Purple and a lot of my different cherry tomatoes. And so we are going to hopefully start planting some things in here very, very soon. Now, on this side, we do have some San Marzanos that are ready to harvest, but look at all those tomatoes. So again, I'm hoping that I can harvest as many tomatoes as I can before I have to cut these down. Look at this one. They're just all fruiting. Soon as it just shows a hint of pink, I will harvest these and just let them ripen in the house. So, but there's still quite a bit of tomatoes in there. And then look at up top. There's just tomatoes everywhere. Thankfully, I haven't seen any hornworms because I got attacked by them for a while there. And you probably can't see that tomato, that one. I mean, oh my goodness, it looks like they ate almost the whole thing. But I have not seen them in a while, so. And then these two beds are my last beds that I have to replenish with soil and compost. These were my watermelon beefsteaks and these were my Kellogg's. They just did not do well. It seems like they want to start setting fruit, but they may not have time to blossom because I'm gonna have to pull these out soon. But the watermelon beefsteak, I've already harvested a tomato. This one looks like it's ready. And I have a few coming through. So it looks like we got a few of the watermelon beefsteak, but not as much as I was hoping. So maybe next year they'll do better. Here's my bush Romas. These have been really nice. I've been able to harvest some a little each week. All right, let's check my overwinter pepper plants because I do have a few yellow New Lemix jalapenos to harvest. So we can grab these. These are very beautiful peppers. And then of course, more poblanos. This has been really prolific. Every week I'm getting poblanos, which has been wonderful. Now, as far as the bell peppers, yeah, I'm starting to see a hint of red. I'm gonna wait for these and that one, and I think there's another one. I'm gonna wait for those to turn red, especially because I'm not in a hurry. And then we do have quite a bit of poblanos that are fruiting. And then this side of that pepper bed, I wanted to show you, they're not ready, but look at all of those jalapenos. There is a ton, and I cannot wait to harvest those. And we do have a poblano, I can harvest this one. And then for the back of the garden, there's again not a whole lot to harvest, maybe a few tomatoes, but we still have quite a bit of green beans back there that are not quite ready yet. But let's see what we have because we are definitely losing light. Now, real quick, these are my watermelons. I shared these last week and pretty much every week. The funny thing is, I'm not in a hurry to pull these out just because I'm just not, so I can keep these on here. But look, you guys, they're fruiting. So I'm just gonna keep letting these go. I'm just gonna keep letting these go until, I guess until the frost comes, and then maybe try planting something in there or just letting the bags rest. I'm not sure yet. So let's grab a few of, these are the Sunray tomatoes. I'm starting to lose a little bit of focus here because it's getting darker. But these have been really nice because I've been able to pick these at least every week, a couple. So we will grab these. Look at those, are so pretty, and they're a really good shape too. They're not too big and they're not too small. It's almost like a perfect shape to just slice for a sandwich or two. Now the Martha F1s, these are not ready, but I've shared this before. They really are some of my favorite tomatoes now because they grow so prolifically, and I feel like I've had quite a bit of the Martha F1s compared to other tomatoes. Now we do have one here. I can harvest this one. These, I want to say, these are a different tomato, and I forgot which one these were. I think these are actually the bumblebee ones. I have to double check. The rest of these, as I've shared previous videos, were some tomatoes that I didn't really care for because they just didn't do well. I'm not going to be planting these again. I forgot, they start with a W. It's very hard to pronounce, but I'm not going to be planting those again. And then I do have some Cherokee purple tomatoes, and it looks like it's starting to get too dark to see. Now, I'm not in a huge hurry for the buckets and these bags. My number one goal is to get all of these beds done first. Then I'm gonna move to the bags and the buckets. I'm more than likely gonna be putting kale. I've said that before. Now, I may change my mind because sometimes I do that. But I want to put something cold hardy because I'm not going to have these covered. Now the beds, I do plan to have something that I'm going to cover those for the winter, but the buckets and bags, I am not. So we'll have to see what happens with those. And then here's my lemon balm. I'm definitely going to try to do one more harvest of that before the winter comes. And then my lavender, I definitely want to harvest one more time as well. So as I said, most of these back here are green beans and they are not quite ready to be harvested just yet. And then I did grab 2 more pallets if you watch my Azure Standard haul, and I'm probably going to be putting a bunch of bags on those just to kind of organize the garden a little bit better. Well, friends, thank you for going on another tour and harvest with me. As you can see, I am still kind of in the thick of some of my summer garden and just harvesting, but I'm also gearing up for the fall/winter season. In the weeks to come, you're gonna see my beds completely transform. Plus, I plan to find some hoops and some covers for my raised beds because I wanna grow throughout the winter. So keep an eye on that as we continue to harvest and continue to change to the fall and winter garden. Okay, so let's see what we harvested today. So looks like we got a ton of green beans, which has been really nice to get every week. And then some more cucumbers, which I'm grateful for because I know we're at the tail end of the season and we're not gonna be getting much anymore. I'm super happy we're still harvesting tomatoes. And then the peppers. Look at all the peppers. There's gonna be so much peppers as we continue to harvest the next couple weeks. Plus, the beds that I took out last night, this is the tomatoes from the 4 bags in the 1 bed that I harvested. Now the green ones I will slice up and probably freeze those and put those on pizzas. But look at how much tomatoes from just a bed and 4 bags. Super exciting and very blessed to be able to grab produce from my backyard every week. Well, friends, I know that the lighting looks a little bit different than what you just saw, but as I was saying goodbye, the focus on my camera just kept going in and out, and I cannot end my video without saying goodbye. So I really appreciate you all coming by, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Bye. And remember, friends, be encouraged, and always stay inspired. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.